What type of terms are you seeing? You know, I know after the Great Recession, we saw a lot of the triple net went away on the smaller spaces, and it went down to either gross leases or modified gross. What are you seeing most often right now in the, call it 5,000 square foot industrial space and under?
Yeah, so what we've been seeing a lot is the modified gross arm with, with the new election, the new governor that took over the last 2 years. There's been a new assessor that's been there. So there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going to happen with the future real estate tax levies. So a modified gross lease kind of passes the risk and the burden from the ownership onto the tenant, so that if, the real estate taxes do go up an exorbitant amount, that the landlord is kind of protected because his tenants kind of take on a pro rata share of that increase depending on when they took over in the lease. So that's one ways that ownerships have been kind of counter or getting around the real estate taxes we see here in Illinois. And it's kind of a nice feature for tenants too, because they're, all of their taxes up until that point are included in their base rent. So they're not, liable for all the increase. They're just liable for a proportional increase. And it does include, your building insurance and some common area expenses as well. So it's a lot less risky for the landlord and the tenant to have a modified gross lease. So I think that's why we've seen those be more popular lately. Sometimes you'll see some full service stuff on some of the smaller office spaces that we have. But a lot of the, like you said, the triple net stuff, we haven't really seen, at least in the smaller markets that I try to deal with. I haven't seen a lot of triple net stuff, a lot of modified gross, and a lot of full service on the smaller stuff is kind of what we've been seeing.
So let's break down modified gross then. So correct me if I'm wrong. A modified gross is going to be your base rent, and then you're going to have another number that you're either paying when the owner charges you back, or maybe a portion on a monthly basis to be reconciled on an annual basis. But the number above the base rent is the share of tax increases or share of insurance increases that might come up during the term?
So my understanding is it's just the taxes. The property insurance is already included in that base rent, and your common area expenses are already included in that base rent. And then the real estate taxes are the one thing that makes it a modified gross.